You, what is the crack, Chris? How
What's
are you?
happening? What's happening?
I'm fucking super excited to get you on here today and tell these people the story because, like, look, just so that these guys know what they're in for. What were you doing before you got into fitness? Give us like a sort of a backstory of what your life went from and to what you're doing now.
Well, before fitness, basically it was just farming 24/7. Hated life, hated every fucking day, and it was just shit. It was just basically pretty fucking shit the whole time.
Well, there goes the no cursing thing. Now, I definitely can't advertise this fucking thing now. So, like, fuck it. You said fucking shit. I mean, so, hold on. You were farming. Like, what?
Yeah,
What's that?
basically just milking cows for a living.
Holy Jesus, right? Okay. Okay. At what point in your life did you say to yourself, "This is not what I want to be doing," and why was it fitness you wanted to get into?
Well, obviously, I think every PT gets into the business because they fall in love with training first and foremost, so then they start to get more into it, you know. But I think just waking up in those cold, shitty mornings, what the fuck am I doing with my life? It just I always look 20 years ahead, and I see if I want to do that for the rest of my life. And if I don't, I won't do it. If I do, I will do it, and that's the kind of way I judged it. That's what kind of way I went with it then.
Gotcha. Okay. And like, when did you actually come into elite? Because where you are now, you're running your own gym, right?
Yeah,
Okay. How long did that take? When did you come and do the course, and what's the crack?
I done the course in July 2018, and exactly now coming on a year and 6 months later, I'm now I'm at the gym now where I'm at capacity, maxed out.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Hold up.
Pretty good.
Hold
Pretty good.
on,
Yeah.
wait a minute. So, yeah,
Pretty good.
like a year ago, and this is why I wanted to bring you on, Chris, because in 1 year, you've gone from like you were milking cows and shit, right? Saying you fucking hate life, decided to yourself, right, isn't that what I want to do for the next 20 years? Decided you'd come and do the course here. And actually, I remember you because in the business day, you were like, I'm going to launch a gym and I'm going to come back to you for some business coaching and shit. I'm going to come back to you for help. And now, some people do say that. Like there's a couple of people in Ascension right now at the minute that say the exact same thing. And when people say that to me, I was, you can go to yourself, nah, he's never fucking coming back. And I wasn't too sure about you, Chris, to be honest. I was like, I don't know, is he going to come back? But to see like what you've done in the past, because you've only started working with us and myself and Jason inside of Ascension since what, August, September?
It's about September, I think, August, around that. Yeah, around that time.
Okay, so tell me, how has things changed since you started working with us in Ascension? Tell these people, a year ago you did the course, what happened then and what's happened now?
Well, from the course, obviously qualified. I was couldn't find a job in any gym. Got finally a job freelancing out of a gym in November. Then that went pretty well. I got my client base fairly quick there, and it was around the May time this year just gone. I started looking at getting a new gym. An opportunity came up that I literally could not turn down, and like that, then I started doing up the place myself. That was all grand. But then I think it was a month and a half out, is when I kind of started panicking. I said, right, I've no fucking nothing's really in play.
What's happening?
His is gone.
Oh, fuck. Is he back?
It's the doubt, and there's no doubt.
Can you hear us, Chris? Yeah.
Fucking
You had a speed wobble. So listen, where you finished off there before you went speed wobbly, you said, listen, you had your place, you were about a month and a half out, and then you said, oh fuck.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah. Oh fuck! As in, I didn't have no structure in place, and that's when I reached out to Sean, because I know he's done the group and stuff, so I knew what the group was about. And yeah, since then, like, there's no things in doubt, there's no like indecisions. It's just all action, and it escalates a lot quicker than when there's actions in place.
Gotcha. Okay, well, look, a lot of people are going to be interested in that stuff, but I know because there's a wide variety of people here in the AFPA coaches community, and a lot of them are going to be starting out. So, look, if we can go back to the bit where you walked out of Elite here, you said it was November, and went into this where you found it hard to get a job. Tell us a wee bit about those struggles, because that's going to be something that a lot of people can relate to, like where they're trying to get themselves placed. What kind of things did you come up against, and how did you get over it?
Well, like from the space of like the end of July to the start of November, I was literally job hunting everywhere. Couldn't get anywhere. That's probably the one thing, because I'm down the Louth, so like there's no real opportunities as big as it would be in Dublin, say. So there's no PT gyms really. There's only one or two around here. There's nothing major. So the opportunities are very slim, and couldn't find anywhere. And then eventually a new gym opened up beside me, and I freelanced out of that. And then basically I knew I had to build up a client base before I even started looking at it. So I got that base going. And then now the PT gym's going, and it's going well now because there's nothing really in competition around me. So I kind of hit a good area at a good time.
Well, look, you said there was no jobs going. How long were you job hunting here?
About 3 or 4 months solid, just couldn't find anything.
And you wouldn't give up. Look, here's the thing. A lot of people who want to get started in fitness, and I think a lot of people in Dublin are fucking spoiled, where they think like these jobs are going to fall in their lap. Whereas I love hearing like the perseverance you had there. 3 months, you're like banging on doors looking for opportunities. Describe how that went for you. Like what was going through your mind? Like,
well, the first thing I actually done, because the gym where I used to go to in Drogheda, I got on to them about possibly like renting out of that gym, and I advertised and all this crack. Didn't get a single fucking client. Didn't get anything. No one was interested. Nothing was happening. And so I was like, right, that's not working. Let's scrap that. And then eventually went on and looked more other gyms, but again, just wasn't successful. Nothing was happening. I just wasn't getting any luck. And then all of a sudden, two opportunities came up straight away, and I took one of them, and it's been great since. But one thing on that as well, like obviously 3 or 4 months job hunting was difficult, but as well as that, when your partner, the partners are very positive to you sometimes, but then other times when there's no cash flow coming in, they're kind of like, would you not just go get a 9-to-5 job like everyone else? And you're kind of like, no, I'm not going to get a fucking 9-to-5 job. I want to do this because down the line, the reward is going to be better. So, and it's paid off. Luckily enough, it's paid off.
Brilliant. But I can relate with that. Like, I mean, yeah, if there's no money coming in and you're following this dream, you need supportive people behind you who are like, you know, you're doing this for the right reasons. Well, look, what was it? Why did you persevere? Like, in the back of your mind, did you have a vision of the future?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, describe that to me. What was it you had that kept you going?
Well, obviously, before I went to Elite, you're stepping in and you're kind of going into the unknown, so you're not really sure what's going on. But as the time through Elite starts going on, and so especially when you step out, you kind of see the way gyms are doing things, and you're kind of like, I do that differently, and you do better, hopefully, like as well. And yeah, even now, like I do believe that thinking down long run and envisioning it does actually pay off. And yeah, like the visions haven't stopped then since. They're still growing. There's a lot more that I want to accomplish as well now as well.
Well, looking back, because I know a lot of people kind of struggle with the fear of getting into fitness, you know, they're worried. What would you say to anybody who has the kind of vision like yourself, but they're kind of worried, or maybe they don't have a supportive partner? What would you say to those people?
I'd say like that's normal. It's normal to be scared. Like if you're not used to that, and if you're jumping into that unknown, it's normal. If there's no fear there, it's not big enough. And I know you said it's the exact same things. Like if it doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. It has to be big to be able to achieve something big as well at the same time. But like it always pays off. It always pays off. You take that jump, you take that risk, it will come back and it will reward you big time.
Deadly. Okay, well, where is the gym? What's it called? Tell these people where you are now and how you got to it.
The gym name is called Freedom Studios. I'm basically just doing semi-private training. It's in Drumcar, County Louth, and it's basically in between Drogheda and in between a dog. So it's kind of in the
middle. No idea what the fuck that is, man. My geography is shit. Like, where the fuck is that?
You know when you're driving up the motorway and you leave Dublin and then it starts to smell like the countryside?
Oh,
yes. Driving to Belfast,
yeah.
That's where it is.
Exactly. Dublin, Belfast.
I'm close to Chris.
Yeah, this is where Chris is hanging out. Isn't that right, Chris? That's true.
Yeah, it is right. Yeah, it is right.
Okay, well, here's another thing I want to know. You said you got into the gym after this like long job hunt, you know, fucking there's the missus going, would you not just get a 9-to-5, all this stuff, right? But you have this vision of the future and you're believing in it and you're persevering. How did you actually get your first clients? Did you have any knowledge or understanding, or what gave you the confidence to go out and get your first clients, and how did you do it?
But this is the thing that I always say to people as well, and the reason why I sent my first member of staff up to you to get educated as well, is because I've obviously working in a gym with other personal trainers who've got other qualifications. The minute I walked in, I automatically felt as in I was 20 or 30 steps ahead of them straight away, just from being educated from Elite, in terms of like just being in a live gym, like you all say, Sean, being in a live gym 24/7, the business side of things as well, just educated in general. I was just about 20, 30 steps ahead of them straight away, instantly. And that gave me the platform to get clients quicker than them. And then that just grew me every time, quicker and quicker every time.
Okay, well, and how did you initiate that first conversation to get a client? Like, what happened? Did you approach somebody? What the fuck? How'd it go down?
Well, yeah, if I was to think now with my adverts right now to my adverts at the start, they're obviously big fucking difference, like in terms of the way it's done. But I can't remember how it first started. Just obviously the usual shit, putting posts up on Facebook, one making the client come to you. Whereas obviously now I changed it up. Now I'm going after the client as such, and it's working out more successful. But back then, yeah, it was okay. It's never going to work long term. And even now, some PTs come to me and ask me for like advice in the ads and stuff, and I say to them like, I tell them what to do with the ads in terms of how to tweak them up. But they're still not that successful. So I don't know why it's working for me and not them. There's obviously missing something still there. But
not an ascension, man.
Basically, yeah.
They're not in the 8.
Yeah.
Yep, they need to join a fucking A team. Okay, well, tell us. So you got your initial first clients. What were some of the things that you were struggling with, or what made you realize you needed to reach out and ask for help?
I suppose the main thing is like it's keeping the clients is the biggest thing, because like a lot of them come in. A client always comes in just really thinking about, let me do this 6 week or short. It's all short, long-term stuff, short stuff that they're looking to do. But you actually want them in long-term in order for you to grow as a business and as a PT, So keeping them in the gym is probably the most difficult thing, because, again, you have to flip the switch. They're coming in looking for short-term, but you're trying to educate them and tell them that, look, maybe it's actually a 2 or 3 year plan, this thing. That's not actually a short little fix. So I think over time as well, sales, obviously, you know yourselves, when I was hassling you for a long time about like shitting myself basically with the sales and stuff, because like I think everyone's uncomfortable with sales at the start, but now, to be honest, it comes. The more you do them, the more you're better off with them. And the same with the phone calls. The more sales and phone calls, the more comfortable you get with them as well. So that's kind of the main things. Like,
sweet. And what was one of the biggest things you struggled with? And because here's the thing, like you went from a dude renting space in a gym where you got your own clients, and then you decided, right, I want to get my own facility. Okay, you came to us, but like looking back at what you were doing then versus what you're doing now, what are some of the mistakes that you've seen that you were making that some trainers could learn from?
I think the biggest thing is, I always say, I hate seeing it kind of as well, but see, like a PT always promotes themselves like training and stuff like on a business page. Whereas it should be just about the business, you shouldn't be about the client and all that type of stuff. And a lot of PTs I see now make mistakes now, but I do on my personal page, not on my gym page now. But like a lot of them actually do it on the business page where they're promoting themselves and not the business. And that's a big mistake I see as well, because nobody gives a fuck about what they can do, whereas the client care more about what the result they're going to get. And that's a big mistake I see it happening big time now.
Great point. That is a cracker. Like we talk about this when we do the business stuff in Elite. Like I always say, no one gives a fuck about your squat PR or your food porn. And that's an important point. A lot of people need to think from the eyes of the client looking at your page. If it's all about you, they're kind of going, well, what the all they can see is your own self-interest rather than like what can you do for them. So I think that's a really important part.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Okay, well, if you had like a couple of pieces of advice to give to the young, I know we're only talking a year here, which you've done a lot in a year. You went out, got them. How many clients did you have in your busiest time?
At the minute,
and when you were renting space.
Oh, fucking 15, probably 10, 15 max.
Okay, 10, 15. You would have been making good money though, would you?
It's okay. It was more like it's the boot campy type thing. It was more the one-to-ones were struggling, but it was more the groupies that was kind of getting more going. Whereas now there's no comparison to now, like nothing.
Okay, gotcha. Well then, so you what pieces of advice would you give, even though it's only a year? Because you've done a lot in a year. You went from like boot campy shit. Like, what's your business doing now in terms of revenue? How much has it grown?
It's grown big time. Like at the minute, I'm currently sitting at 55 members in the gym.
Fucking 55 members.
55
15 to 55.
Yeah.
15, fuck me, 15 boot campy people to now 55 members, and your gym cost is what, about 180, 200 quid a month?
Yeah.
So you have 55 people at 200 quid a month?
Yeah.
That's fucking nice revenue.
Yeah, it's going good. And the goal obviously coming into the new year as well is I want to double all that now. So I want to double me client as well. That's the next goal. Okay, so you want to get 100 members at 200 quid. You want to get to 20K a month revenue? Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go for $250,000 next year?
I do.
Lovely! Fucking love it. Okay, well, I want to ask you before we go on, like how you did that.
Yeah.
What were, if you had 3 pieces of advice to give to the younger Chris, or even, because this will apply to everybody who's listening, like trainers who want to do what you've done, and will want to know, how the fuck have you done it in such a short period of time? Because they would want to do that too. What were the pieces of advice you would give to the younger self?
To a younger self, I give me advice as in, like, number one is don't be afraid. I know people all say about the fear, but don't be afraid of the fear, because jumping into that fear is where it's going to you're going to evolve as a person as well. It's a big time, as well as a PT and stuff. I find the more I'm coaching people, the more my personality is actually coming out more. So it grows as a person as well as a personal trainer. A big thing as well is just stand out. Like, stand out is the biggest thing that I find out as well. Like, because a lot of PTs, again, they kind of don't promote themselves enough, and social media is obviously the biggest platform we have now. And a lot of people are afraid to put videos up. A lot of people are afraid to put posts up and all this shit. But you just kind of have to say, like, who actually gives a fuck what's up there? You just have to kind of put up what's there. And like, at the start, I was kind of very cautious putting videos up, even coming on video calls with yourselves. I was kind of like, oh fuck, I don't really want to do this shit. Like, but like who actually cares? It's going to benefit you, so like, do it. And then after that, it gets comfortable, and then things start going flying a lot better after that. Then
Daily, so you've got, I suppose, like, if you're scared, that's where the growth is. And then the second one is like, who really gives a fuck? And maybe the third one you're saying there is like, you've got to get out on social media and promote yourself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're fucking 3 pieces of advice that are deadly. Now, how have you launched a fucking gym in September, and we're now in December, and grown it to 55 members to 200, which is like 10K a month? How have you went from a dude who was making like small money in comparison to now? How have you done it in such a fast time?
Well, Ascension is the number one thing that actually did help me, like, big time. Like I said, even now, I still come to you for advice. It's having the structured. Like, everyone has a fair knowledge of how to do things, how to do this, how to do that. I thought I did, but then obviously that's why I reached out, because I actually fucking didn't. And it's just that having someone to guide you along the way was a big thing. Like, I said it at the mastermind to Jay last time as well, in terms of going up with the business plan with the layout of the gym, and it was just ripped apart. Like,
well, people listening will not know what the fuck happened there. So just to give these guys an idea, you came to us and said, right, I want to launch a gym. I'm getting into Ascension, and even though it's a high ticket fucking mastermind, which is a big fucking investment, in your first day, what happened?
Well, I done the layout of my gym and went up to the business plan day. That was fine. Showed Jay the layout and showed you the layout as well, Sean, and literally ripped it apart, the whole layout, and kind of
see that thing you're about to do? Yeah, don't do that. It's basically, okay.
Basically, that was shit. But like, the more you actually explained it though, and even leaving that day, the more you explained that, I just knew the flowiness just made so much more sense. And that's the big thing I learned about Ascension, like, because I'm on my own with the business, and I know a lot of PTs do be on their own a lot of time. So having that kind of people to talk to and discuss things with is something that you miss a lot. So that's why having the guidance there to push you in the right direction is big. But like, I left that day, like, after the gym being laid out, new structured and all this stuff, and having to make the phone call to cancel equipment and get different fucking equipment.
We saved you a lot of money.
Yeah.
We saved you a lot of money. Like, actually, on day one, Ascension paid for its fucking self. How much did we actually write off your fucking expense? But because you had a load of equipment, we were like, Jay was like, mate, you're not buying all that shit there. Let me just draw a line through all this shit here. Must have Jay save you in that one conversation?
I don't know fully, but I think it's about 2 or 3K at least. At the
very least. Hold on, you were going to buy 3 fucking Airdynes there, $2,000 each. That's $6,000.
He missed one though, because I have a dipping station I don't fucking use at all.
You have a dip station?
I haven't used it. I don't know why I got it.
That's start putting some dips in your program.
You know, we talk about this a lot. Like, trainers and people who are about to launch gyms often do this here's why we know, because we made these mistakes ourselves. Like, you buy shit because you're like, oh, that'll be deadly. And sometimes you're sitting there and you're looking at a gym with 3 fucking Airdynes, 6 rowers, all of this stuff that there's not any clients to use this stuff. There's no need for it whatsoever. And like, the money that we saved you were able to invest in marketing. And what that did for you was it maxed out your fucking gym. So really, we were sort of saying, and I think you'd agree, it's like, look, see that money you're going to invest in equipment that's going to sit there idle and have no one on it. Don't buy it now because you don't need it now. What you need to do is you need to invest that money in marketing so that you have the clients who are actually going to give you the income. monthly, recurring, that will in future mean that when you want to grow, you can add it if you like. Because a lot of people do. Like, we used to have a fucking boxing ring in this gym, right? Why? Because it was a train set. It was a toy set. It was like something we wanted to play with. The clients were never going to fucking use it, you know?
Yeah.
Trainers make that mistake. It buys a lot of unneeded, like needless, useless fucking equipment, but they're afraid to invest in actual business advice that could bring a business forward. Do you see that a lot?
Yeah, look, even just an example, another example for us would be like we were buying dumbbells at one stage. We bought 2.5 to 60. I think it was
60, yes.
$6,000 for a set of dumbbells. Or more, maybe. You have people, they buy fucking Watson's dumbbells with the logo on them. I think they're about 10 or 12 grand. It's not worth the fuck to you if you haven't got any people to use them.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think we pulled out the 60 kilo dumbbell once in the last year to do some goblet squats with, and we had to dust the fucking thing off. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is that doing? Nothing. Do you know? So,
yeah.
So we saved you a lot of money in that thing. And then that was day one. So we saved you a lot of money and showed you how to build a gym that was actually going to be able to sustain the clients and deliver the kind of training you wanted to do.
Yeah.
How quick did you get to those 50 members?
Well, I'm coming into month 4 now, and straight away within, in the last week or two, I'm after taking on 15 new clients there as well. It just there's constantly that's a big thing change from renting out a gym to the new gym now. It's just like there's messages every day coming in, message every day. Whereas last time it was like fucking a ghost town. There was nothing happening. So I think obviously the promotions, word of mouth is a big thing now that seems to be spreading, and that's obviously good feedback as well, because obviously people must be happy if the word of mouth is spreading good as well. So yeah, so like that, it's in coming up to 4 months now, 55. But like that, even I have a couple of people holding off just to kind of settle the dust down after 15 members after coming on the last week. So there's more and more still wanting to come on as well. So
fucking deadly. And you've actually sent to do tours to get trained up so you can hire them. Like you've taken on staff. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, good. He's finished. Yeah, finishing up second week. Yeah, going well. Brilliant.
So now you can grow faster.
Yeah, I want another one now.
You want another one?
Yeah, send another one down.
Rock on, man. Rock on. Well, that is fucking heady results. So how has things okay, we've talked about your gym's grown. You've went from 15 members renting space out of a commercial facility to launching your own gym, coming into Ascension. We saved you a load of money. You invested in our advice. You've got leads on tap, maxed out your gym, sent a member of staff in to get trained up. You've hired him. You've gone to 55 members. You need more. So you've maxed out your gym within the first, I think, 12 weeks with us. Within the first 12 weeks, you maxed it.
Yeah, maxed it. Yeah.
So now that's financially and business-wise, but how has that changed things for you on a personal level? Because you said at the start, your missus was like, are you sure you want to do this? What do you think now?
She hasn't said that. She hasn't said
that.
Oh, yeah.
Shut her up, did
Yeah, for once I'm right, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Fuck, it's good to be right for once, what?
Yeah, no, it's good. Obviously, when you see, even now, even saying a year and 6 months since I'm actually out of Elite, even saying that out loud, it's kind of still a bit fucking weird because it feels like a lot longer, just because the way things have escalated so quickly, So even just looking back, saying coming into month 4 of the gym being open and 55 members, it's still kind of what the fuck happening? What's actually happening here? Kind of still oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
So, are you going to go back to farming and milking cows and all that sort of shit, or do you reckon this gym thing's go work?
I reckon this gym thing is going to keep going. I think it'll be okay.
I'll have a gym called Farm Fit.
Farm Fit.
Yeah, you do farmers walks and farmer tire flips and
carrying milk shit.
Yeah,
things, what the fuck do you even call it?
Milk cows. Do you know what I mean? Do a reverse milky.
Drive JCBs and shit. Do that.
Trackers. Yeah, Massey Ferguson or fucking John Deere.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Green.
Yeah, which one do you want to go for?
Yeah, John Deere.
Yeah. Anytime we talk to farmers, we have to ask them that question.
Yeah. We need to know this. This is good. This is information we need to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say? Because look, I know a lot of people are watching this, and they could be sitting where you are. In fact, we're talking about 4 or 5 people at the minute.
Not allowed, definitely. There's nobody allowed. You have the whole 55 of them in your gym.
You're in Farm Fit. So we're actually speaking of 4 or 5 people at the minute who are on the fence. Will they get any Ascension? Will they not? What would you say to these people who are thinking about investing in a business coach and who were probably where you were, you know, not knowing whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing? What would you say to those people to get them off the fucking fence?
Just literally do it, because like it's saved my business. It's saved it so much, but also it's progressed it on so quickly. And like I literally, it's obviously an investment. It's an investment, but like the way it's so far in the fitness industry, what I've learned, if it's with the adverts, if it's with going with Ascension, to invest, you will get the rewards back. You will grow as a person and as a business. So like, even though like, yeah, everyone worries about money at the end of the day, but like, don't worry about it when it comes to this, because it's going to reward you big time. So just go for it. Like, don't hesitate. Do it now, because I actually done it too late. I think I rushed it a good bit. So do it before you start rushing.
You think you've done it too late? You're too long? Yeah, I hear that a lot. Actually, people always look and say to us, I don't know why the fuck I didn't do this sooner. Like, what was holding me back? I suppose it is the fear. It is. It's like, I've got this money. I'm going to give it to this dude. Do you know, it comes down to this. It's the same as in fitness, isn't it? You know, like your clients are always worried with two things. One, will it work for me? It's like, you know, because the first initial thing is like, do I trust this guy? Is he fucking serious? Can he actually get these results? That's the first fear. And if they get over that, they go, fuck yeah. Well, I've heard so many people say it fucking works. But then the next thing is, once they trust you, is they don't trust themselves. Isn't that it? So like, this is the same as weight loss. You know, people go, yeah, I've seen this person who lost that weight. And I see like so many people now that you've helped lose weight that I trust you. But now I'm still afraid that maybe I won't get those results. So they either don't trust you or they don't trust themselves. That's always the fear, just like in weight loss.
Yeah.
But what you know is when you come on the other side is it works if you work it. I mean, you have a coach with a proven track record of getting results. I mean, that's when shit works. Like, just in the weight loss, it's like, did you turn up to the fucking gym and did you eat, you know, did you stop eating shit? If you do those two things, the outcome will look after itself. And I suppose it is just a wee bit scary at the start, because you have to, I have to invest this money. You're not really investing in a coach or giving it to the coach. You're investing it in your fucking self at the end of the day. Yeah.
It's that what if, because if you don't do it, you'll always be wondering what was it like, what would it be like? But then if you do it, then there's no looking back. Like, I haven't even thought a second about since joining up, because I know the minute I've done it, it was the right decision to do. And it's just go for it. Yeah. It's the big thing to think on.
Deadly. Thanks, Chris. So what's on the cards for the rest of the day, mate? How's your calendar looking for the day?
I have to go Christmas shopping, but in between that, then I just have PTs all evening, and and then tomorrow morning as well.
Sweet. So busy.
Yeah, busy enough. That's why you kind of hoping to get ready now. Obviously, 2 weeks now to the new year, so prepping now kind of to get ready for new adverts and stuff going out to get more members in and hopefully grow more. Then, yeah.
But what I love hearing about it, what you said earlier, is you've still closed 15 clients this month in December, when a lot of people are doing fuck all. Yeah. All our guys in Ascension are closing deals. They're cashing checks and breaking necks. I fucking love hearing that, man.
Yeah. This time last year when I was renting the gym, at this time it was fucking dead. Whereas this year it's ridiculously busy, and that's a big thing that I noticed as well this year. Big thing, big difference.
It's your best month.
Yeah, best month so far, yeah.
Whoa! No, so you went from like last year having zero income in December, going what the fuck, to now December is your best month.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Happy days, my man.
I think we'll finish in that. Chris, enjoy your Crimbo shopping. Thanks a million for coming on. I know everybody listening to this has got a ton of writer downers and some great advice. Mate, it's great to hear how well you've done. Thanks for coming on.
I'm an extra medium in a 10.5.
Thanks, lads.
Cheers, bud.
See ya. Bye-bye.